What's up, YouTube, man? The homie Big D back in the building with a whole nother episode, baby. Hey, man, before I start, man, I need you to do me a favor. Like, share, comment, hype the video, man. It's not going to cost you one Japanese yen. I promise you it's not going to cost you one Japanese yen. Before I start this story, man, let me go ahead and say this. Also, hold on. You're going to be shots out at the end, man. Let me say this here, man. I love y'all, man. I appreciate each and every individual that look, comment, and and give me a word of inspiration to continue on pushing forward on this platform. I appreciate the one who just said, man, one love, man, and just speaking out and reaching out to your boy. You know what I mean? Because that means the world to me. The last video I dropped, I was talking about was how a person can use religion to manipulate for manipulation, and it was a message behind that. As with all my videos, I've been giving out like messages in these videos. On this video right here, and I didn't think I had to keep going back down this road and giving everybody an understanding of Alto Correctional, well, it's Lee Correctional Institute, which is better known as Alto. Because, you know, I done did a couple of videos trying to get some explanation of how the prison was and how it was ran. But sometimes the message get lost in what I'm doing, the meaning like what I'm saying, I don't think it's getting across. Because what I've been giving the YouTube universe is the toned down, older man version of a D. This is the father D. This is D, the daddy. You know what I mean? This is the man who trying to raise a daughter, who trying to create a better world for this daughter by the best way that he know how to. I have never ever, since I've been on this platform, really just broke down and gave you the raw, uncut version of me when I was inside the facility, inside the prison. Because I know the way I'm kicking, now don't get me wrong, this is not a facade. This is me. This is how I am. And I always keep saying I'm not a thug, I'm not this, I'm not that. But the truth of the matter is that I can be. And at one point in time, when I was in Alto, I had to be there. I'm just on this platform trying to give you the human part of it. Try to bring some humanity into insanity, if that makes sense. Because I be want people to know, like, the people who get affected by individuals who took advantage of them, the things that led up to it, the message in the stories that I'm giving, the mistakes that are made along the way, how a person can be victimized regardless of their intentions in a place where there's a whole bunch more predators than it is more predators than you would ever think. Now, I give it to you and try to put some type of form of cut on it. Because I know YouTube had a whole little thing of jig about how you can go about, pushing certain things out there. But on this video right here, man, on this video that I'm finna do, that I'm finna drop, I'm finna give you the Alto version of myself. I'm finna give to the people, Alto version of myself. So it's gonna be some cursing. It's gonna be some uses of the N-word. It's gonna be some things that probably make your ears bleed. But I'm gonna tell you the mentality that you had to have to survive Alto State Prison. But before I get out of here and let y'all know right now, before this started, yes, Alto was a level 5 prison, for sure. I came before the juveniles ever even hit the place. They didn't start, the only juvenile that came to Alto, they had felonies, meaning they had long prison terms in front of them, 10 or more years. They wasn't sending kids down there like that. 13 years old and 10 or more. I'm going to do a video on that whole thing about when they brought the brown stripes, because we would call them, because that's how you recognize them, they put them in brown stripes. Had the white with the brown stripes. That is the juvenile section, and they had it sectioned off from the rest of the prison. It was grown men in that prison. When I first hit, it was 17 years old to 25. Later on, they ended up integrating older inmates that came from Reedsville, Hayes, Smith, Waycross, or whatever five prison that you could think of. All of them came to this prison later on. But I'm finna give to you the understanding of the mentality that you had to have to survive Lee Arendelle Correctional Institution, Lee Arendelle State Prison, or Alto State Prison, whatever you want to use. I'm gonna give you the mentality of that. So let's get to it, man. I'm gonna explain something to you. When you hit Alto, this is pre on the door policy. There was no on the door policy in Alto. And Lee Arendelle Correctional Institute at Alto, it wasn't on the door product, on the door policy. There's no going nowhere. There's no running. There's no hiding. We used to say Alto niggas call each other Alto babies. Reason why? Because Alto was the only place that you went through diagnostic, and that's where going to be your permanent place that you're going to stay at. When you came to Alto, if you didn't go to Jackson, you went straight to Alto. You went to Dawn 4 or 6. Dawn 4 or 6. They end up closing 6 and start just making the Dawn 4 and make 6 redirection. I already went back down that road one time before, but when you go to Dawn 4, that's diagnostic. And from there, you're going to go to your permanent living place spaces. You had to be a real to survive down there. Ain't no motherfucking gangs. Ain't no motherfucking homeboys. Nobody gives a fuck about what you did on the street. We don't care how many people you don't underline, how many bodies you got, how much shit you done been through. Niggas don't even care nothing about that shit, bro. When you come in that motherfucker, you already know. Then I don't got myself in some shit. Whatever level of gangster you think you had in, you better turn that bitch up times 10. And ain't no goddamn, well, I'm gonna run over here and kick it with the Crips. I'm going here and kick it with the Buds. I'm gonna go here and kick it with the G's. None of that shit. Everybody working the angle. Everybody on the bullshit. Hey, bro, where you from? Shit, I'm from the city. What part? Man, I'm from the west side. You know Sunset? Yeah, I know Sunset. Fall for that bullshit you want to. Man, that's my homeboy, man. Yeah, boy. Yeah, fall for that bullshit you want to. Fall for it. See where it gonna get you. Them niggas gonna take your shit. If you don't do nothing, they gonna take your ass. Yeah. And you thinking like, well, shit, I can't live in here, man. I'm just gonna go ahead and holler at the police, and the police gonna get me out of here. I literally don't see the police. So, man, get your scare ass, bitch ass back in there, man. Ain't no escape, man. Ain't no get on the door. When they own something and they on your top, ain't no sliding. You ain't going nowhere, boy. You stuck. You in this bitch. This Alto. Is it a level 5? If it ain't, show me one that is. Because I promise you, boy, that shit, I left Alto. I didn't realize how bad that shit was until I left. I promise you I didn't. Because I'm in the belly of the beast. I seen nigga get raped. I don't see nigga get the head bust. I don't see nigga get cut. But you know what? I don't see folks get stabbed. I don't see all the bullshit that can happen in prison. It's nothing worse than seeing a man who get his manhood took and can't even fucking run. Can't hide. This shit might go on for a minute. Yeah, I don't told you the story about the dudes eventually getting out the dorm. You know what I mean? The catching out. That's what we used to call it, catching out. Sign PC. But once you get that PC stigma on, it's over with for you. It's the same as a rat jacket, a snitch. Straight up, you ain't no count. You can't live nowhere on now. So wherever you go, when you came out PC or in that next dormitory you go to, the same shit gonna happen to you. You stuck. A war break out in the dormitory between the cities. Two hoods get the fighting, clicked up, fighting and all that dump, depending on how serious it was. I don't literally seen them sit there and seen them take a half a dormitory, put them in the hole, bring them back out, put them back in the same dormitory before they could do it all over again. Nigga, you stuck. Ain't no running. Ain't no hiding, my nigga. Straight up. I can't speak on a lot of the other level 5 prisons. But I'm going to tell you something right now. The on-the-door situation, which I played an intricate part in planning in prison, because I sat there and told them, dude, when we was in Frank Scott, when they had this little move going on that it wasn't going to work because too much bullshit go on to be bringing heat to the damn dorm. That's why we said, well, if Monk ain't following the program, we're putting them on the dorm. But I was thinking deeper and farther than that, giving people a way out, an outlet, a chance to make it somewhere else. See, in Alto, there's nowhere else you can go. Nowhere. Period. Eventually, it's going to find you. Okay, it might not come as quick as it would in F2, than it would in E2, but it's going to catch up with you in E building. If it's in F building, then, hey, man, these dudes did this, that, and third to this nigga. When you go to E building, when the word get back, Red y'all say, oh, buddy, I didn't know that bitch was out. You know what I mean? We did that third to him. Oh, for real? Oh, we gonna do it too. You better, hey, PC, man, you sitting over there, huh? You stuck. Ain't but two things, hold or suffer. Them dudes didn't believe in goddamn putting nobody on no door, kicking nobody out no door. They gonna hold you in there and torture you every day if they can get away with it. Every single day, the same shit. When I was in that motherfucker, I already knew when I wake up that morning, I say a quick prayer to God. I was like, man, please don't make me have to hurt one of these folks in here, man. Because I already knew the bullshit gonna hit you sometime in some place and somewhere. Nigga couldn't even go out there on the basketball court, recreation, and have a decent game of basketball without some bullshit getting said and done. You used to walk in the dormitory, and it's still true to the day. In any prison that you go to, and it be dead ass quiet, you know some bullshit finna pop out. You just never knew what done happened, who it done happened to. It was so bad that in Alto was so bad was when you go, like when I went to other prison, let's start right now. When I went to other prison, I come in the dormitory, I remember I was at Waycross, and I knew some shit was finna pop out because the dorm was ultra quiet. And I automatically could pinpoint where it was coming from, and you knew what the situation was gonna be, where it was gonna come from. In Alto, when you walk in the dormitory quiet and stuff, it's usually gonna be somebody prominent and from one side or the other that shit done happen to. This is what happened. Now, the difference between Waycross and Alto, when something happened in Waycross, that's when it got quiet. That's when you knew shit was gonna happen. You seen the build up to it. So much bullshit used to go on in Alto that nobody even cared nothing about. Dude got beat the fuck up and got goddamn violated. Nobody give a fuck. You know what I mean? There's another day in this bitch. Man, you know, they just bust over my head. Nobody give a fuck. Another day in this bitch. No news on side PC and got the done. I give a fuck. There's another day in this thing, man. And here's the thing. I know a lot of people be thinking like, shit, man, I got my knife and I got my lock, and I did this and I did that. Yeah, all right. Okay. Thinking that simple. See, you can look at these videos. See, none of our shit was televised. You couldn't go on the internet to find that shit back in the 90s. We didn't have no fucking cell phone with no camera on that you could hold that shit up. I promise you. I promise you. You would be hard pressed to find 10, 15 dudes rolling with you if you was goddamn fool. I promise you that, bro. Nigga would discard you before you know it. Ain't no homeboy, my nigga. You come in holler, you from Atlanta, Savannah, at White Cross, Albany. Well, Savannah County different. I'll take that back. Savannah, I don't understand their whole political goddamn setup, but I know one thing. Well, I take that back because if you wasn't one of those from Savannah, or they felt like that you don't went out bad and you ain't willing to try to stand up for yourself, then you move to the wolves. But all the other places that you come in, up until you prove your point that you ain't going for nothing, niggas ain't fucking with you. They looking at you the same way everybody else looking at you. See what this bitch gonna do. See what this hoe gonna do. Oh yeah, he'll do something. Straight up. Straight up. So go get your knife, go get your all that. It's gonna be you one against everybody. Niggas didn't play that shit. You ain't got your homie, your gang buddy. You ain't got none of that. No disrespect to anybody in the game, but you don't have that, bro. You don't have that, man. It's the proving ground, bro. They used to call that bitch the gladiator school, because that's exactly what it was, gladiator school. That's what Alto was, gladiator school. You gonna learn how to motherfucking do time as a man in Alto, or as a bitch in Alto. One of the two. Ain't no in between. You thinking like I go in there and just chill out, do my time, and go home. Hell, fuck you ain't. You ain't doing no motherfucking time at this bitch and then go home. Who? Where? Right here? Nah, folks, you finna goddamn have to show us that you about what you say you will. Whatever your charges is, my boy, we trying to figure out if you down for whatever you said you got doing in this bitch for. That's all I told my nigga. Is it a level 5? Or is it a juvenile prison? I don't want nobody to go in that bitch and find out. Alto no longer exists. I don't want nobody to go into no prison. That's why I do this platform. But I'm gonna tell you, I thank God every day that I made it out that moment. When I was in there, I had to turn it up. I had no choice. What choice did I have, man? I got these dudes crash out Charlotte, and they, yeah, man, but I didn't have no choice. I had crash out Charlotte, got Tia, got a whole bunch of other people got done that I'm rocking with. People that I'm looking out for. I built a rapport with. I built a friendship with, a relationship with my homies. These my partners, my dog. I got a litany of dudes that I rock with in there. That, you know, when they got into something, I felt like I needed to have their back. But let's get back to this part right here, man. The mentality that you had to have in there, man, a borderline ready to goddamn unalive or be unalive. And it probably the same way now. But you're fighting for different reasons. Because I don't have anybody. Because it could be at any given time that I could be going in the dormitory. I'm by myself, which could probably happen now. But you got to understand something. I can't walk into that dormitory and look and see that, hey, I'm in a dormitory full of my enemies that I need to go tell the police to take me out of here because I fear for my life and he's going to take me and put me in another dormitory. No, you stop. Ain't no running, ain't no hiding, ain't no escape, my boy. You stuck. Because if I sign PC out that dormitory, guess what them folk gonna do to me when I go to the next dormitory? My own homies gonna turn on me. I can't be associated with this clown. Why they say you signed PC out of L1, man? What you doing? Well, man, I walked in there, man. About goddamn 50, goddamn surrounding. They was in there looking at me crazy. Man, them folk don't care nothing about that. You should have fired on one on. Out top. Put shit down, don't even pack up, my boy. Just go, caca. You know you gonna get mauled. You know you gonna get beat halfway there. Might even get goddamn head busted and everything. But then you gonna be respected. Cause it ain't gonna be no one-on-one fade. Let's get about 10 dudes get in the line. We gonna all stand up. We just gonna fight it out. No, nah, ain't none of that, homeboy. Ain't none of that. If you go get your poker, say I'm just gonna poke it out. This the last day you gonna be on this earth. That's it. That's just it. Straight up. Straight up. That's just it. You stuck. Ain't no going nowhere. It is what it is. You walk in there, you look, and you see what the situation is. Cause mind you, when you go in the dormitory and Alto, the whole dorm 9 times out of 10 in a lockdown. Cause you go before count. And when they pop them doors, you walk out there and you look and you see, oh shit. And everybody looking at you. Over with. You better figure it out. When you go to chow. When you go to chow that day, when you walk back in that dormitory and the police standing up, just any dude that walk past, just follow it. Go and get it in. Mix it up. Mix it up. Just go and go to the hole. Hope they don't put you back in that same door. But then you don't create an enemy with homeboys that you might not even know. You go in another dormitory, they about 10 dudes looking at you finna walk down on you. Ain't no going to the police, hey man, these folks trying to jump on me, woo, woo. You want to sign PC? Nah, I ain't trying to sign PC, I just want that door. You stuck, nigga. Get your bitch ass in there handling that bitch. Ain't no going nowhere. Period. At all. I'm gonna tell it to you like this, huh? In prison, if anybody ever been in prison, but if you have not been in prison, I'll explain something to you. You can have a dorm full of dudes that laid back. You can have an older man dorm with nothing going on, everything chill, money moving, everything cool. They can bring about 10, 15 to 20 young dudes in there from the ages of 19 years old to 25 and fuck that dormitory slap up. Off the top. Soon, I'm talking about out instantly. Everything just go downhill from that moment on. It's gonna be that rock. It's gonna be the beating up people. It's gonna be all those things gonna go on in that dormitory. Especially because they gonna be gang now. But imagine this. It wasn't no gangs now. 90 people, 95 people, and all of them at that same age group. 17 years old to 25. The amount of savagery that goes on in that place. Period. I tell these stories because I be like stepping on the dope. Try to give it to you raw. They ain't try to give it to you too raw and uncut because like I said, I want to keep the human element in the story. I want to show humanity. I want to show how things can affect you. How similar to the things that led you to prison could be as you once you get in prison. How you can stop whatever going on in your life before you get to the point where you hit the door of the prison. I give you these brutal stories to understand the psychological goddamn war that gonna end, the psychological trauma that you're gonna end up dealing with by seeing these type of things that go on in prison. Why put yourself through that when you don't have to put yourself through that? You can goddamn find another direction, change the narrative. Don't let these people trick you out the street. Because I promise you, once you get in there, you're in there. And you got to deal with everything that go along with it. But when I hit Alto, I knew this was a different monster because when I didn't know at the time, let me stop right there. I didn't know at the time because I didn't realize how bad that place was until I left. When I left, I said, oh man, this shit crazy. Them folk down there was crazy. I told y'all in the previous video, like 2 videos ago when I did What Are We Doing? I was like, yo, when I went to Waycross, they didn't have also on the floor. And I told you, if that had been so in Alto, the peanut butter packing would have been And the peanut butter packet would have been at an all-time high. It would have been so many people getting beat and unalived and flown up out of them every day. Every day. They probably would have ran out of inmates. I ain't not lying, man. Because with the dog, because we had an officer on the floor. And none of that shit mattered. None of it. I woke up every morning with this on my mind. God, please, I say that quick prep. God, please don't make me have to hurt one of these folks, man. Straight up, man. And I'm a good dude. Anybody who ever did time would tell me like, nah, D, man, he a real. You know what I mean? He ain't never on that type of time. See, here's the thing is, me and B and the other dude I had brought up, but I ain't gonna say his name, but we were the only 3 content creators that was speaking on just Alto itself. I'm the only one that actually doing stories. I'm not doing like B, best day of my life, he is doing like journalism. He's giving you what's going on in prison today and the things that going on in prison. He's trying to push for prison reform by showing all the horrors and the things that go on, by talking to younger guys when they get out of prison, having interviews and everything. Very informative about the things that he's doing and the things that he's pushing. I can respect that. But I'm going to tell you something. I'm telling y'all stories. I'm giving y'all actual events about that things I've seen and dealt with. Not just in Alto, because Alto is not the only prison I went to, but that's one of the most prominent places I was because I spent so much time down there. This is a juvenile prison, then my old ass should have been gone. But I was stuck. Just like with so many other dudes that were stuck down there. And they were like, well, why they didn't transfer you? Why they didn't just get rid of you? Because by the time I got old enough to leave, they had switched the whole thing around. You ain't going nowhere unless you put in for a transfer. But I wasn't afraid to leave Alto because I ain't no scary dude like that. Well, I am scared. I ain't no coward. And at that point in time, I had got to the point where I was complacent. Not comfortable, but I had got complacent because I was like, fuck it. I'm going to do it. I got to do time anyway. I might as well do it here. How good could the other prisons be where I want to go? But then when I left Alto and I seen how that shit was, I said, oh, I should have been left this bitch. I should have been gone. Because they know something to places where I could be more myself, which out the way, chilling, staying back in the cut. I didn't have to be frontline on a lot of the bullshit that was going on. Man, I ain't even told y'all a lot of stories where I don't have to put myself in the middle of some shit that I didn't really want to be in the middle of, in the back of my mind, but I got to show that, hey man, whatever it's gonna be, it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? Shit, y'all talking about what? Shit, let's get it. That's what we want to do. Let's do it. You know what I mean? You had to have that mentality, man, to survive. Because at the moment when your folks still got no inch of weakness, they will exploit it. No, it's not a juvenile prison. It's a level 5. Younger people wouldn't know nothing about Alto. Only thing you ever heard probably your uncles or somebody like that talking about it and stuff like that. And you won't hear a lot of people having a lot of content about Alto on YouTube. I'm old. You know what I mean? I'm older. So I done went through that. I was there when they closed it down. I was there in 2004 when old bro lost his life. And I'm going to tell you the story from my perspective, how I seen it. Because I knew everybody involved in it, I knew. Been around them. Talked to them. Held a conversation or two with them. One of them, we was okay. Ran back across him and went across. In West State Prison. He was still on the type of time he was when he was in Alto. Is a juvenile prison. It ain't just the comment, because all that content is content to me. Negative, positive comments, negative comment, all of the content to me, because sometimes I might be stuck. I might be stuck. I'll be like, I can't come up with that. You know what I mean? What story should I tell next? What story should I do next? How should I come next? You know what I mean? What angles I'm gonna have to attack, whatever. And I go and get comment from different individuals, man. They be like, this, then, and third, you know what I mean? And when I see that one, I be like, oh, my boy just put me on the one. I told the story about me and Green Mile, man, my partner, Monster Cody, man, who been with me from day one, rocking with your boy from day one. And he was looking out for my homie KC when KC was in prison, because he's a real one. You know what I mean? And I was like, let me go and do that story. You hear me in the comments asking for a story and I got to tell, I'm going to tell it. But if I'm telling the story that you don't want to hear or whatnot, and you telling me to put some shit out that I don't know nothing about, I'm not going to do that. I don't make a story. I'm not making this shit up. There ain't no rapping this. There ain't no capping this rap. You know what I mean? I'm not running around goddamn saying that I was all that and this. But I know one thing for sure. Ain't no stain on my name. I survived a place that most people could not survive. But that don't make me a thug or make me hard. But I'm just telling you, I'm just being real. A lot of the boys people that you think let me say to him, the way that you think prison is now, you put certain individuals, certain people in that same situation at Alto and how it was, you will understand. It would be hard for them to get through. Straight up. I'm just telling you, it would be hard for you to get through. Because what Alto would do was this here. And I'm just being real. And I'm going back, I'm going to get back in the mentality. I'm going to put you in the mindset. You know, this is what Alto is. Oh, you on your own on that, my boy. You have to figure that shit out on your own. Say what? Say what? Nigga was looking at you, went to the shower. What you gonna do? You gonna handle your business or what? We? Nah, man, we don't speak no we right here. You need to learn Chinese, folks. You need to figure it out. We don't do French. We do Chinese right here. You gonna have to figure that out. That's what we doing around here. You got life fucked up. You gonna let that man sit there and look at you like that, handle you like that? What you say he had it what out? And you just let it happen, huh? Yeah. No, it ain't no we. You. Don't look at me. I ain't your homeboy now, my boy. Shit. Coming to me over here looking at me, standing on him by me, folks. What you got going on, man? They told me what that boy did to you the other day. You let that man talk to you like that? Call you a bitch and shit? Telling you got on, you pretty, got some pretty hair, pretty eye, nigga. You just gonna stand on here and stand by me. Better get your bitch ass on, boy. That's the way Alto is. Going there to the police, like, man, I don't feel comfortable with them, man. I'm gonna get out of here. Shit. You want to sign PC? Nah, I ain't trying to sign PC, man. I'm just saying, I just see if I can move to another dorm. Move to another dorm. Ain't no moving to another dorm, boy. You better get your bitch ass on up out here. White boy gonna talk to you down there too. Get your bitch ass up out here. Hey man, who bitch is this? Y'all need to come get him and get the hoe up under control. Down here disturbing me. Your scare ass. Should've thought about that shit before you came to China game, motherfucker. They gonna say to you, you stuck, my nigga. You stuck. It was a whole bunch of young dudes down there with a messed up mentality about prison. We didn't know no better. Most of we didn't been nowhere. Diagnosis across the yard. And whatever going on across the yard, figure that shit out. Now, once you got done going there and get yourself established, yeah, dude's gonna rock with you. Nah, man, y'all ain't finna be messing with D like that, bro. What's going on? I can go in the dormitory, there's 30 people in there, time I get on my top, it gonna be about 4 or 5 of them. Like, man, nah, that D. He cool, folks. Y'all let that go. But you got to get to that point. And a lot of times, no niggas wasn't gonna make it. I used to judge people at other prisons by why would he make it down there? I don't know why I'm doing that dumb shit. That's Alto, man. But as I promised, man, I'm finna do this. I'm finna close this out. The main thing is, man, don't go places. Don't go to prison. Don't go to Hancock, Macon State, Waycross, Smith, Hayes, and all the other places. Let me just say this part right here. When I got to Ware State Prison, it was a dude down there, man, from Brunswick. He was actually had left Alto in 94, 95. We was in 098 B unit together. And he seen me, and I'm sorry, he seen me, but crowd wasn't like, he's like, man, I know it ain't my boy. He's like, what's up, boy? What's going on, folks? But he was from Brunswick. He was just hollering, you know what I mean? Because we was cool then. We went over there and hugged, dapped each other. I thought you would have been out by now, because he had been down 5-6 years before me. And we was talking, he like, but you don't call good, bro. You don't like it down here, huh? You know what I mean? He said, it's sweet. Because of what he done seen and been through. He was down there in Alto in the 80s before they locked it all the way down. With the dead man curve situation popping off and all that. It was a different monster, folks. It was different than anything that I ever seen or experienced in any other prison and in life altogether. But one thing I know for sure, that I wouldn't have had to deal with none of it. If it wasn't for, if I'd have stayed my black butt out of prison, man. I'm going to do these shots out now. I'm finna get in them. Y'all give me 1 second, man, because I should have had that all the way pulled up. Devil, man. I got so many. Hey, man, y'all hit me so hard on comment, man, so I'm going to just have to. Lee. I'm going to have to do better. I'm going to have to do better. Bear with me. I'm trying to get the cover up. I guess they don't want me to do no goddamn shots out, man. What they working to give me, man? I should have had all this stuff written down, man. So I'm just gonna give out the names on this, man. So I'm just throwing out names. Brian Blake, man. Joshua Ugangala. I'm gonna say that right. I'm gonna get that right because I had actually looked your name up to try to get your name right, so I can say it in the right way, man. Because you've been rocking with your boy Heavy, man. But you know who I am, man. You know what I'm saying? Anthony White, man. LaQuisa, man. Hey, one love, sis always chiming in, man. SPVC. You know what I mean? ZM 9445. Eddie Leaks, man. Backbone. I'm gonna get to y'all in a minute, man. Damon Grimes, Saturn Matrix, you know what I mean? Jesse Trotman, Derek Biggums, Derek Thorpe, Zay Wells, Stephen Hawkins, Real Zebra. That's just way too much for me to even pull up. But you know who I'm talking about. DeMarco, Calvin Smith, Benjamin White, Arnold Walker, Mario Kart, Monster Cody, man, of course, always in the building. Mario Kart said, I'm back, man, I'm glad to see you back, homie. You know what I mean? And I try to answer any comments to let people know that I appreciate them and I see their comments to let them know of that. But, you know, I'm going to go across the screen because let's get back right here, man. You know what I mean? This is the part right here that I wanted to get to right here. And y'all got to excuse me, man. You know what I mean? Claude Del Rey, man. Get Money, man. Kenneth Smith, Larry Mathis, Stephen Hawkins, BR4TV. Hey, man, Brian Blake. LaQuisa, man. Kendall Whistle, man. Voila, we grown. Let's get in here, man. Even at C Guns, man. You know, I appreciate the comment, man. Yes, Alto was a level 5 prison. Yes, it was. and it went harder than most prisons. But this challenge is not built on what prison went hard. This is not what the challenge is built on. I do not want to get that narrative out there, how hard Alto was. What I am telling you is you took a lot just to survive it. It was grown. Rico, the real Tampa, Florida, man. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna just gonna call out y'all now. Real Tampa, Florida, backbone. Willie Mae Moore, who really had the comment of the day. You know what I mean? But Charles Goodson, Brother Lee. Hey, check this out. Reason why I'm stopping right there to call these people out right here, because they went above and beyond, man, to try to get the understanding onto whoever this was, this young brother who had commented. Now, here's the thing, is that, you got a right to your opinion. I have no problem with that. Everything is not for everybody. If you listen to it, then it must be something that you like about it because you took time out to comment on it. Because there's plenty of content that can speak on other places other than what I'm talking about. And you taking time out to come and give it a listen. You know what I mean? But if you are on the spectrum of trying to troll, then that's another thing in itself. But like I said, all good and bad comments is all content. I'm not gonna do this video for a long, long time. But the reason why I did it, because my homeboy told me that you got to do it every now and then to keep, every time you get new subscribers, to let people know what your channel is actually about. So that's why I do it. Let's get right here, man. I'm bagging back for that, man. But I appreciate that, man, that y'all would take time out y'all day to go about doing this. You know what I'm saying? Willie Mae Moore said, nah, you're confused. We know what it is. That was funny to me. Backbone also had to comment in there, and cause Backbone was down. I'm not gonna say who he is unless he want me to tell him. You know what I mean? But yeah, he was down. And Arnold Walker, man. Hey, I'm gonna finish up. Arnold Walker used the Bible to try to hide him in the true intention. That came from the last video I just did before this one, the worst president. So, man, to each and every person, man, that came across this video, man, took time out to listen to it, man. I appreciate y'all, man. One love. I love y'all, man. Subscribe, like, and share. Subscribe, like, and share, man. Now I'm finna sit down. Either I'm going to edit it, but I'm going to have it up, try to have it up as soon as possible. I got to edit it, but I need to lay down because I got to go get my little girl in a minute. And I know her man will be calling me. But one love, man. One love.